Hello to all. Today we are starting with a very important topic which is related to the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. There were many theories available who explained that how do stomata open and close. But at the present time, the most important theory, the modern theory, the best theory to explain the mechanism of the opening and closing of the stomata is the K plus H plus exchange theory. It may also be called it as active K plus ion transport theory. And this theory was first of all propounded by a scientist whose name was Leavitt. Now you must know that what are the key points of this theory, then we can start the theory. Now key point is that when do stomata open? So you must remember that I have made a stomata here, and these are the guard cells, and guard cells are surrounded by subsidiary cells, or we can call it as epidermal cells. Now always remember, when K plus ion enters the guard cell, remember, when K plus ion enters the guard cell from subsidiary cell, stomata open, and for this purpose ATP is required. And if we see the reverse thing, when do stomata close? So if the K plus ion, instead of entering the guard cell, if they exit out of the guard cells, means if the K plus ion move outside the guard cell, then what will happen? The stomata will close. These are the key points what you have to remember to study this theory. Okay. Now, always remember, this theory says that stomata opening occur during the daytime. We all know that stomata open during the daytime. So, stomata opening occurs in the daytime, and the stomatal opening is an active process. And we know very well in active process, ATP is required, right? And stomata closing occur at the night time. And this stomatal closure is a passive process, and in this process, ATP is not required. Also, there is the regulation of a hormone in stomatal closing, and that is called as the ABA. That is known as the, we can say it as that the abscisic acid, and this abscisic acid is active, and it inactivates the ATPase enzyme. It inactivates the ATPase enzyme, and due to which what happens that ATP is not synthesized and the stomata close. Okay. Now see here, we all know that stomata open during the daytime and close at the night. I'm not talking about the exceptions. Generally it occurs. If I exclude the chem plants, okay, then stomata open during the daytime and they close at the night time. Now the big question is that why do stomata open during the daytime and why do stomata close at the night time? We have to study this, and this theory betterly explain the statement. Okay, so we will be studying the theory in two phases. The very first phase is that why do stomata open during the daytime, and in the next phase we will be studying why do stomata close at the night time. Now see here, there are two sources of ATP production. As we know very well, for the stomatal opening ATP is required because it is an active process. So during the daytime there are two sources of the ATP production, okay, in the guard cells, due to which ATP is synthesized during the daytime. Number one is ATP is synthesized in the mitochondria by the act of oxidative phosphorylation. We know very well what is oxidative phosphorylation, production of the ATP in the presence of oxygen, and that occurs in mitochondria. And ATP is also synthesized in the chloroplast by cyclic photophosphorylation, and this happens by utilizing the light energy or the solar energy. Okay, so this proves that these above 2 points proves that during the daytime ATP level is high in the guard cell. Now what happens due to the high level of the ATP in the guard cell? What happens? A pump continue between the guard cells, and the subsidiary cells. And the pump which occur between the guard cells and the subsidiary cell, this pump is called as K plus H plus pump. This pump is called as K plus H plus pump. And by this pump, what happens during the daytime? By this pump, what happens during the daytime when ATP is available? H plus ion go out of the guard cell, means outflux of the H plus ion occur. And what happens that K plus ion enter inside, means they come from outside to inside. They come from subsidiary cell into the guard cell. And the entry of the K plus from outside is the influx of the K plus ion. Okay, so we can say that due to the influx of the K plus ion, and due to the outflux of the H plus ion, what happens? The pH of the guard cell increase. and the pH of the guard cell during the daytime becomes 7.5. This question is asked in many exams many times, that what happens when H plus ion go out of the guard cell and K plus ion enters the guard cell. So what will happen? Always the pH will increase, and at this high pH, at this 7.5 pH, what happens? That the carbohydrate present in the guard cell is soon converted into a 3-carbon compound, and that 3-carbon compound is known as the PAP, which is also called as the phosphoenol pyruvic acid. So see here, the carbohydrate content present in the guard cell, what happens? By the process of the glycolysis, you know very well, glycolysis is breakdown of glucose, and breakdown of glucose occur at this pH, at 7.5 pH in guard cell, and as soon as the carbohydrate will be broken down, so carbohydrate is a 6-carbon compound and it will be converted into a 3-carbon compound, and that 3-carbon compound is called as what? The PEP. Okay, that 3-carbon compound is known as PEP. So now the PEP is formed, phosphoenol pyruvic acid is formed in the guard cell. Soon what happens, that this PEP combines with CO2. As we know very well that during the daytime CO2 is utilized, because at night during the respiration process CO2 is released, and we know very well that that CO2 is utilized during the daytime. So PEP, which is a 3-carbon compound, will get 1 carbon from carbon dioxide. So the PEP will be converted into a 4-carbon compound, and that 4-carbon compound is called as oxaloacetic acid. So we now say that oxaloacetic acid is formed in the guard cell, and this process happens in the process of an enzyme known as the PEP carboxylase enzyme, which is also called as, in short, called as the PEPCO. But it must be very much clear that PEP carboxylase enzyme is active only during the blue light. That means it suggests that blue light is very important for the stomatal opening, right? Now, what is formed in the guard cell? That is known as the oxaloacetic acid. Now, what happens? That oxaloacetic acid combines with NADPH2, and the process of the reduction occurs, and NADPH2 is converted into NADP. See here, NADPH2 is converted into NADP, and oxaloacetic acid is converted into malic acid. Again, I am repeating, oxaloacetic acid converts into malic acid in the guard cell, and NADPH2 is converted into NADP. Now, what is formed in the guard cell? In the guard cell, now malic acid is formed. Now, what happens? As soon as the malic acid is formed in the guard cell, it dissociates, it breaks down, okay, and it is broken down into 2 components, H plus ion and malate ion. Now, 2 components are formed in the guard cell. One is known as the H plus ion, another is known as what? Malate ion. Now, you have to view that what happens to these H plus ion and the malate ions which are formed in the guard cell. So what we have to remember, that this H plus ion which is formed here, I am not removing this equation, okay, I am just leaving it so that you can correlate with the next one. Now see here, that this H plus ion, okay, this is what? The malic acid. This is the malic acid, and H plus ion was formed and malate ions was formed in the guard cells by the dissociation of the malic acid. Now this H plus ion go out. H plus ion will go out, means its outflux will occur, means it will go outside from guard cell to subsidiary cell, and in turn, see, this will go out, and in turn K plus ion enter guard cell, right, from subsidiary cell. K plus ion enter guard cell. Now, in guard cell, what was there? Malate ion. So this K plus ion will combine with malate ion, okay, in guard cell. This reaction will occur in guard cell, and due to the combination of the K plus ion and the malate ion, what will be formed? Potassium malate is formed. What will be formed? Potassium malate is formed in guard cell. Potassium malate formed in guard cells. Now this potassium malate is osmotically active compound. Osmotically active compound which increases OP of guard cell. OP of guard cell, because it is an osmotically active compound, so of course it will increase the OP. So what happens, that here you can see that because of the formation of the potassium malate, formation of potassium malate in the guard cells, the OP become high, and in comparison to the OP of the guard cells, now the OP of the subsidiary becomes low because gradient is there. Here if the OP is high, here it will be low. Now the rule says that water moves from low OP to water movement occur from low OP to high OP. This you have already discussed, right, in my videos, that low OP water movement occur to high OP. Water always moves from low OP to high OP. So what will happen? That here the OP is low, here the OP is high. So water moves from, water moves from, come on, subsidiary cells to guard cell, from outside to inside. So guard cells become turgid, guard cell become turgid. TP develops, you know TP means turgor pressure, TP develops, and ultimately what will happen? Stomata open. This is the mechanism of the how do stomata open during the daytime. Now the very important question is that we are starting with the second phase of the theory, that why do stomata close at night? This is also a big question. So all the processes what you have seen during the daytime, they will occur in reverse order at the night time. Now we know very well that at night ATP is not available. At night ATP is not available. So H plus K plus pump will not participate actively, though they may act as a passive one. Okay, so H plus K plus pump will not participate actively, and so stomata close. So what will happen? The stomata will close. We know very well at night time, it must be very much clear, at night K plus ions move out of the guard cells. K plus ion moves out of the guard cell, and in the beginning only I have given you a key point that when K plus ion moved out of guard cells, what will happen? Always remember that stomata will close. Now what happens at the night time when ATP is not available? So what will happen? Because during the night time all that processes, that is the oxidative phosphorylation and the cyclic photophosphorylation occurring in the presence of the light doesn't happen. So ATP is not available. Okay, so ATP will not be available, so K plus ions will move out of the guard cells and stomata will close. Now how it happens? So at night what happens? H plus ion enters guard cells from subsidiary cells. Now what happens during the daytime? During the daytime H plus ions have gone out from guard cells to subsidiary cells. Now at night what happens? H plus ions enter guard cells from subsidiary cells. Now due to entry of H plus ion in guard cell, what happens? pH of guard cell reduces. Now what happens during the daytime? That when H plus ions go out and K plus ion come inside, the pH of the guard cell was increased. But see the reverse thing. H plus ion enters guard cells from subsidiary cells again, and due to the entry of the H plus ion again at the night time in the guard cell, the pH of the guard cell reduced. Now what will happen? Now at this reduced pH, what happens? The potassium malate will, what will happen? It will disintegrate. Okay, at this reduced pH, the potassium malate disintegrates. So at this reduced, at this reduced pH, what happens? Potassium malate which was formed during the daytime at high pH disintegrates. Potassium malate dissociates. Why? Because potassium malate was formed at high pH during the daytime, but here the pH has became low. So at this reduced pH, potassium malate dissociates. So see here, this is potassium malate which is present in the guard cell. Now what happens? It dissociates. It dissociates into two things, K plus and what happens? K plus ion and malate ion. K plus and malate ion. Now we know that during the night time this K plus ion will move out. K plus ion will move out from the guard cell. Now already H plus ion have entered inside. So H plus ion now fuse with, or now combine with, H plus ion now combined with malate ion in guard cells, to form, to form in the same way. What will be formed? Malic acid will be formed. To form malic acid. Now see here, H plus I am writing in this equation form. H plus ion combines with malate ion, and what is formed? Malate, malic acid is formed. Malic acid is formed in guard cell, which was a 4-carbon compound. Now soon what happens at the night time? We know that in guard cells, what is present? Glyoxysomes are present, which are microbodies. Glyoxysomes are present, and in them glyoxylate cycle occur. In them glyoxylate cycle occur, and by this glyoxylate cycle, what happens? That this malic acid, we know that in guard cell glyoxysomes are present, and in glyoxysome glyoxylate cycle occur. So by glyoxylate cycle, this malic acid, which was actually present in the guard cell, this malic acid by glyoxylate cycle converts it into what? Starch. It is a carbohydrate. So now what is formed in guard cell? What is formed in guard cell? Starch is formed. In guard cell, starch is formed. Now the osmotic pressure of starch is low. Remember, the osmotic pressure of the potassium malate formed during the daytime in guard cell was very much high. But here what happens? That in the daytime you can see that in the guard cell, what is formed? Starch is formed. Here what is formed? Starch. And we must know that starch is having low OP. OP is low. So a gradient is established. So if the guard cell is having low OP, so definitely the subsidiary cell will be having high OP. So OP of starch is low, right? So what will happen? That OP of the guard cell will become reduced. Now we know that always the rule says that water moves from low OP to high OP. Water moves from low OP to high OP. So what will happen? That water will move from guard cell to subsidiary cell. So water move out of guard cell. So guard cell become flaccid, means it shrink, and so stomata, very important, stomata close. So this is the mechanism lying behind the stomatal closure. Now one thing to be noticed here is that you are still seeing, I have said that the process, what happens in night, is a passive process and it doesn't require ATP, right? And then also you can see here that ions are moving. I have said that at night H plus K plus pump is not actively participating because energy is not available, and to continue the H plus K plus pump, energy is the prime requirement. But then too you have seen that at the night time the H plus ions have entered in the guard cells from outside and K plus ions have moved outside. So how do ion exchange occur? So I am writing here, at night, the very important thing which the question is asked, at night ion exchange is happening now, but this ion exchange is not happening by the active H plus K plus pump. At night ion exchange occur by diffusion. Always remember, the ion exchange occur by diffusion, and you know very well that diffusion is a passive process. We all know that diffusion is a passive process and it doesn't require energy. So if the question is asked that how do ion exchange occur at the night, so the active H plus K plus ion is not continuing. Basically it occurs by the process of diffusion, which is a passive process. So this was all about the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. Keep watching my videos.